Welcome to Out of the Blue, number 471. Today I want to establish one of the foundations of this whole line of reasoning that I'm calling Neo-Swedenborgianism. And one of the foundations is this thing that you see first in Swedenborg, second in the near-death experience people, and that you don't see at all in the spiritualist people. So I've mentioned before, there's three main sources we're drawing from: Swedenborg, the near-death people, and the spiritualist people. Spiritualism is somewhat of a secondary source, so Swedenborg and the near-death people are the primary sources of information that we then think about, right? And so this all started with Swedenborg. The actual spark that started it, I'm not going to mention quite yet, but because I have to establish this background fact first before the spark actually makes sense. And the background fact is that Swedenborg doesn't really defend what he's saying, because he says he knows. He's absolutely sure of what he's saying. So there's not really much in his writing. His writing is almost all description of what he sees. And instead of prefacing it with a defense of how he saw it, he just says he knows. And he's so absolutely sure of himself, and it's kind of interesting. But that's only a minute historical fact. If you take that to today, literally today people are being resuscitated from some heart-stopping ailment of some sort, and they're coming back, and some of them, 10% or so, have experienced this thing that is more real than real. Swedenborg says a similar thing, that is the greater reality, and this is a shadow-type world. And so the question that this all arises is, if there is something that is consistently perceived as more real than real, how does that affect our perception of reality? Okay, so I am not a person who has experienced that. And so I'm speaking from the point of view of everybody else who sees this person saying, I saw another world and it's more real than real. And you see one person say that, okay, whatever. But then if you can actually quantify the consistency of this reaction, you have something that you can actually look at and think, well, this is part of reality that we should address. And so that's kind of one of the things I'm addressing, is that if there is something that is consistently perceived of as more real than real, what does that do to our concept of reality and a greater reality? All right, so thanks for watching. Next time, singing. Thanks. See ya.